But the things I want to like really start talking about is for this discussion, just bringing up the topic that I have about identity on paper versus who I am personally as an individual. So again, it's something that I struggle with all the time, and it's very cyclical. Is I don't know who I am. It's kind of like an out of body experience where I just don't feel like I belong. Where there are things moving around you, there are things that can be remain static in the environment. Policies might change, work might change, the people that around you might change, but you don't change personally. Or there's also like the challenges of where nothing else changes and you're changing too fast that you don't really know who you are. So it's difficult to get an understanding of what's going on. And so one of the things is like as a young age, I knew who I was, student, son, brother, easily come up with friends and really just learn and you go to school. So it's like you go to school, come home, and that's it. That's your life. And then as soon as you grow up in your physical adulthood or adolescence, that starts to transition to various stages. You leave high school, you go into college. For some folks, other folks, you go in high school. From high school, you go into the army and military services, or you do a vocational school, or you just go straight into work. And so life starts to change. Now you have to adapt, and that's something that's very difficult to do. I found it difficult early on when I first got into college. I didn't know who I was because in high school, you're this one person. You're there for 4 years. You have the same friends over and over again. And then once you move over, it's like a brand new world. And I think, Carlos, you might understand this too, since you also relocated. As you mentioned in your introduction, you're from Tijuana, San Diego, and then you go over to New York City. And so you all have to basically start brand new, fresh. And so after college, graduated, and then it's like, who am I? I had my things, I had my hobbies, I had my job that I was finally able to get after working a couple of years together with Carlos. And then afterwards, I got married, bought a house, and then I lost who I am. I lost my identity. What made me me? So today's topic is really just to do that. Like how have you changed over the years to see if you know who you are, if you felt confused about your identity, if you have a few examples where you don't know who you are and why you would feel this way, and some strategies to overcome.